Leviticus chapter 11. The Lord said to Moses and to Aaron, "Tell the children of Israel, these are the animals that you may eat from among all the animals upon the earth. You may eat any animal that has a cloven hoof and that eats its cud. From among those animals that chew their cud and have cloven hooves, you shall not eat the following: camels, for it chews its cud but does not have a divided hoof, so it will be considered to be unclean. The rock badger, for it chews its cud but does not have a divided hoof, so it will be considered to be unclean. The hare, for it chews its cud but does not have a divided hoof. So it will be considered to be unclean. The pig, for its hoof is divided and is cloven-hoofed, but it does not chew its cud, so it will be considered to be unclean. You shall not eat their meat, nor shall you touch their carcasses. They will be considered to be unclean. These are the animals that you may eat that live in the water. You may eat anything that has fins and scales in the seas or the rivers. But all the animals that move through the water, with whether seas or rivers, that do not have fins or scales, will be considered to be an abomination. They will be an abomination for you. You shall not eat their meat, and you shall consider their carcasses to be an abomination. Everything in the water that does not have fins and scales will be an abomination for you. Among birds, the following will be considered to be an abomination. They will not be eaten, for they are an abomination: the eagle, the bearded vulture, and the osprey. The vulture and every type of falcon, and every type of raven, the ostrich, the nighthawk, the seagull, cormorant, the cormorant, and every type of hawk, the owl, the cormorant, the ibis, the swan, the pelican, the carrion vulture, the stork, every kind of heron, the hoopoe, and the bat. All winged creatures that crawl upon 4 legs will be considered to be an abomination for you. Yet from among the insects that walk upon all fours, you may eat those that have 2 legs above their feet to jump upon the earth. Therefore you may eat the following: all kinds of locusts, every kind of bald locust, every kind of grasshopper, and every kind of cricket. But every other flying insect that has 4 feet will be considered to be an abomination. By these you shall become unclean. Whoever touches their carcasses shall be unclean until the evening. And whoever carries their carcasses must wash his clothes and shall be unclean until the evening. You shall consider every animal to be unclean that has undivided hoofs and does not chew its cud. Whoever touches them Whoever touches them shall be unclean. Every animal that walks upon all fours and walks upon its paws will be unclean to you. Whoever touches their carcasses shall be considered to be unclean until the evening. Whoever carries their carcasses must wash his clothes and shall be considered to be unclean until the evening. These animals will be considered to be unclean. These are the animals that crawl upon the earth that will be considered to be unclean: the weasel, the mouse, every kind of tortoise, the gecko, the crocodile, the lizard, the snail, and the chameleon. These creeping things will be unclean for you. Whoever touches their dead bodies will be considered to be unclean until the evening. Anything upon which one of these falls when it is dead will be considered to be unclean. Whether it be a wooden vessel or clothing or a skin or a sack, no matter what it is made of. It is to be washed in water and will be considered to be unclean until the evening. Then it will be clean. Excuse me. Please forgive me. If one of them falls into an earthen vessel, whatever it contains, it will be considered to be unclean, and it will be broken. Any food upon which water falls will be considered to be unclean. Any liquid that can be drunk in any vessel will be considered to be unclean. Everything upon which any part of their carcass falls will be considered to be unclean. Ovens and stoves will be smashed. Everything upon which any part of their carcass falls will be considered to be unclean. Ovens and stoves will be smashed. They are unclean, and will be held to be unclean by you. But a spring or a cistern where water is stored will be clean. Whoever touches their carcasses shall be unclean. If any part of their carcasses falls upon seed for sowing, it will still be clean. But if water falls on the seed, and part of their carcasses fall on it, it is unclean to you. If an animal dies that was intended for food, whoever touches its carcass shall be unclean until the evening. Whoever eats some of its carcass shall wash his clothes, and shall be unclean until the evening. Whoever picks up its carcass shall wash his clothes, and shall be unclean until the evening. Every creeping thing that crawls upon the earth will be an abomination. It will not be eaten. It will not be eaten. Everything that goes about upon its belly, and everything that goes about upon on all four legs, and everything that has many feet, hence any of the creeping things that crawl upon the earth, are not to be eaten, for they are an abomination. You shall not make yourselves abominable with any of the creeping things that crawl, nor shall you defile yourselves because of them, lest you make yourselves unclean. Lest you make yourselves unclean. I am the Lord your God. Consecrate yourselves and be holy, for I am holy. You will not defile yourselves with any of the creeping things that crawl upon the earth. I am the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law concerning animals and birds, and every living creature that moves in the water, and everything that crawls upon the earth, so that you might know the difference between that which is unclean and that which is clean, between the animals that you can eat and those that you should not eat.